Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hello. Hello. Hello and welcome. Where am I? Where am I? Wait a second. Here. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Ooh, this screenshot is very old. Oh my god, look at the UI for progress. Nice. Still a new houses though. It looked older, but it is anyway old. It is anyway old. Yup. So how are you? I mean, how are we on the dungeon? Well, I think that the dungeon should be kind of working. I still have to do a few tests, right? So that is what I have to do. And then I think we can call it done. So basically what I tested the loading of the dungeon and then the creation of a new dungeon, and it was actually getting the wrong spot, right? Because the dungeon generation was using this thing, which is called dungeon slot taken, where we basically store the dungeon position, right? Similarly to what I shown you yesterday, right? So if there is a missing dungeon here because it's been deleted, right? That structure, that array is keeping track of that, right? Now, when we are loading from file, we don't know exactly where the dungeon was in terms of slot, but I just added it, right? So I added this. I added to dungeon. I added to our dungeon start object, which is the one that is then used for the generation of the whole dungeon. I added this new variable, which is called dungeon slot, right? And this one is now set when we generate the dungeon, so that the dungeon knows what position he has, right? And then when we load also the slot, and we set it. You can still change the kind of dungeon you want, or just the respawn after crash the seeding thing. Yeah, you can change whatever you want. Yeah, we can change whatever we want at runtime, yes. The difference is that now the dungeon is saved, right? But so if the server crashes or the server restarts for whatever reason, it will reload it from disk. Yeah. But you can change it. If you want, you can delete a dungeon, recreate a new one. I mean, it's easy. Hello, Video Nomad. Hello. And by the way, hello, Hula, as well. Hello, Tutarel. Yeah, long time no see. Yes, I always been here. Where you been? I've been here. Well, I went also to. I did some holidays around Christmas, but I've been here. Rolling inside in the same place, in the trap in the PC at all? Yes. Everything works. I can show you if you want, but everything works. Everything works. Traps, I mean everything. Because we regenerate with the seed, right? So it's not that we are saving the dungeon. We are just saving the seed and the base parameters. Wait, it seems that the server actually didn't start, which is interesting. Wait, didn't start, so probably there may be a problem. Yep, there is a problem. Spawn manager 1269. Yeah, because I added the code, but I didn't test it yet. Spawn manager 1269. Dungeon slot taken slot. What do you mean? I extended it here. Huh? How can you say that index 0? Ah, because it's -1. Is -1? Ah, because it's not been saved yet. Yeah. I understand. Yep. Because the save game that we have is missing the additional slot attribute. So it's normal. It's normal that it complains, right? Is normal. We can delete this. We will delete the generated dungeon. And yeah, if the slot is empty, obviously, but this will happen. This will never happen. Always busy me keeping up with the progress as I see it on Discord. Nice. Yeah, we did some good stuff. I think the last release is good. Did you try fishing? Fishing is nice. I think it's cool. It needs to be connected with the rest of the economy. So it's a bit of the beginning, but the fishing is a bit of a look into the future. But yeah, I've been fixing a lot of bugs and stabilizing things. We had a kind of a broken release. And then I fixed it like 1 week later because actually 46 was pretty broken. You couldn't walk on mounts, you couldn't, because we did some significant system upgrades. But yeah, sometimes technology needs to be upgraded. Yes, we are in the real thing. Okay, so now we will do a full test, okay? We will do a full test. We will do a full test to demonstrate that things are actually working. Hopefully in daylight. So the full test is the following. The full test is the following. We generated dungeon. Yeah. So we create 2 dungeons. We create 2 dungeons. Maybe one small, one larger, right? So maybe the first one we create is small, right? Like 10 rooms, 3 rare rooms, the figure, everything else we randomize, right? And it is created around me, right? Because I'm already in the right location. Okay, so this is a blue one with these doors. Okay, we can remember maybe let's go here. Let's open this door. But this one we will delete actually. Anyway, that is the dungeon beginning, right? Okay, now we go out of this dungeon. We go out of this dungeon and so we see the outside, right? We see the outside. And now we create a second dungeon. Okay, so you see this guy, I don't know, should we take a screenshot? But anyway, it's very easy to... Okay, now we create a second dungeon. The dungeon will be called Dungeon 2. This one will be a bit bigger. I don't know, let's say 20 rooms and 6 rare and whatever. Difficulty 7, so there are some monsters, right? Maybe this one we created red. This one we created red, okay? So the second dungeon is actually created above us, right? Above the first one. Now, you will never know as a player because you think that these dungeons are in completely different places, but it's fine. The reality is that they are close to each other. I think this one is very typical, right? It's easy to recognize, right? This one is easy to recognize. So what I will do, I think I will go up. I will go up inside this dungeon. I will go inside of this. And if I can type, maybe, please, thank you. Okay, so we have a dungeon 1 and a dungeon 2, right? And if you want, we can get the statistics. We can get the, yeah, let's get the statistics so that we are like even more sure of that. So I will do dungeon status, right? Dungeon status. Okay, I can take a screenshot of this. Can take a screenshot of this. So this is how our dungeon looks like. So we have first dungeon, 5 rooms, 3 loot, no loot, 8 traps. Second dungeon, 26 traps, 9 NPC, 2 doors, and blah blah blah, right? Oh wow. You lost 9,000 points? No! What do you mean does not have enough currency? I think it's a bit fucked up anyway. Anyway. Okay, so now we stop the server, right? So now we are here, so we should in theory respawn here. So now we stop the server. Server is this guy. Right? And the save happened when we generated the dungeon. So that the server can crash, you know, anything can happen, is no problem. So now we should have a save game here. Right? This one, 953, which is generated dungeon. And it should contain all the information. Now our client will time out. We will reload the server. It seems that Raonix is good at duels, huh? Okay, so the server is restarting. Now in theory should reload the 2 dungeons. It should reload the 2 dungeons. Do you think it will do it? I don't know what happened, but okay, it did it. It did it. I think it did it. Dungeon 1 is generated, dungeon 2 is generated. Okay, so it regenerated the 2 dungeons, right? So now we are going in. And in theory, I should respawn in the second one, exactly in that. Yup, we are. So that is very good. Now, just to compare, we are going to do a dungeon status. If I type it properly. Okay, so this is our dungeon status right now. This is our dungeon status. Fuck. Okay. And we have to compare the two and be sure that they are identical, right? So loot quality, common room 7, stair room 1, rare room 3, main loot 1, furniture 3, no loot 4, ground traps 8, 4, 1, 2, 1, 7, 5, 7, 5, 14, 5, 6, 2, 7, 8, 26, 9, 2, 9, 1. Fantastic! Absolutely fantastic. So it is identical, right? It is identical. So if now we exit from the dungeon and we look it again from the bottom like we were looking at it, but I think it's identical. It is identical. Believe me. Believe me, it is identical. Yeah. Yeah, you see that thingy that we had before? And that dungeon that we had before? Yeah. Okay, so they contain traps, they contain monsters, they contain everything. So now we're gonna do something a bit evil, right? Now we're gonna do something a bit evil. So we are going to delete dungeon 1. This one, right? And not dungeon 2. So I will do dungeon delete dungeon 1. Okay, so dungeon 1 is deleted. And now I want to restart my server again. And I want him to load, obviously, only dungeon 2. But also I want him to load dungeon 2 in the right position, right? Because even if now there is only one dungeon, he needs to know that my dungeon 2 is... so let me... is one level up, right? Oh fuck, okay, I closed this. I stopped the server. Okay, so we will time out, obviously. Yeah, I should have moved myself inside the dungeon before restarting, but it's okay. So now the server will reload only one dungeon, but it will load it in the second position. Right? In the second position. This is what we want to see. It will load it in the second position. Bum 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 bum. Meh. I lost 46. Okay. Yeah, we will fall down, obviously. We will fall down, but... Okay, so now the point is, if I reload, if I teleport, if I teleport to the entrance, right, it should be empty. Because the dungeon is above me. Exactly. I was scared for a second because I didn't see it. The dungeon is above me. So yes, the dungeon number 2 has been reloaded in the proper position. Right? It's been reloaded in the proper position. So... good. So now we generate dungeon 1 again. And we want to be sure that the dungeon 1... We can also make it small, it's not a problem. We have to do it so that dungeon 1 is actually here where I am now. Uh-oh. Okay. That didn't work. That didn't work. So it generated dungeon 1 above dungeon 2. It generated dungeon 1 above dungeon 2. I mean, it's not bad in the sense that at least they are not overlapping. But this means that for whatever reason, there is a mistake because my dungeon 1, I can print out the slot, right? But in theory, dungeon 1 should have been generated where I am now, instead of above dungeon 2, right? So okay, so why that happened? Why that happened? I was challenging people all the time, huh? 69 always works. Tutorial 1 the duel. It's 50-50. Okay, so for whatever reason, I mean, we can print out the dungeon slot, but I don't understand. Yeah, let's print out the dungeon slot. Well, do we want to? I don't know. Okay, let me check the code 1 second. Yeah, I need a dungeon slot, otherwise it's impossible. Otherwise it's impossible. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So we will do what? We will do So we will do this. So at least we see the slot. We see the slot in parentheses, right? We see the slot in parentheses. So now in theory, dungeon 2 is a slot 1 and dungeon 1 is slot 2, right? And slot 0 is empty. This is how it is at the moment, right? This is how it is at the moment. Okay, let's see if but I have to recompile, huh? Because for some reason I thought it would work, but okay, it was also the first time we were running this. Dun 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 dun. Planeshift, why Streamlabs and Planeshift do the duels? I don't understand what you mean. I don't know. I don't know why Streamlabs is printing something and Planeshift is printing something else. I don't know. I don't know. Probably because the minigame is managed by Streamlabs, but the results are going through through the streamer. I don't know. Okay, so let's restart now and see what are the current slots, right? But in theory, when I generate a new, when I ask to generate a new dungeon, when I ask to generate a new dungeon, right? So if I go and generate dungeon, when I ask to generate a new dungeon, the first thing that we do, we search. No, before this, not in the load, in the no, in the load, well, no, not in the load, here, yeah, so here we, in theory, we search the position. See if there is already a dungeon generated with that name, right? And then we do spawn dungeon actor. We do spawn dungeon actor. And dungeon actor is finding the dungeon location. Okay, so I think that this one is the one that is wrong, right? For whatever reason. So dungeon location, let me see what it does, right? In this case, we have 0 empty, 1 and 2 busy, right? So it's coming in, it's starting from 0. It's saying if the dungeon slot taken, the num is different than 0, and in this case it is, right? In this case it is. And it's saying for I dungeons taken num I++. Is it doing it outside? Huh? Wait a second. Is the plus plus fucked up? No, it's not. It's not doing it outside. No, it's not doing it outside. So it's doing it normally. So why? No, because that would have been a reason. So why? Is the plus plus fucking me? I don't think so. I have to wait. I have to start it in debug mode, but this is broken somehow. It is broken somehow. Let me start it in debug mode and see what happens when I generate the dungeon here. It will take a bit more to load, but I think it's the easiest. So in theory, this one should return, right? Taken as empty. Because these dungeon slots are empty and then dungeon 2, dungeon 1. And so with that, it should take I equal to 0. It should go here, multiply I by 5000, which is 0. So we'll put it at 0, 0, 0, right? In that location. Yeah. And then it's setting the dungeon to, yeah. So in theory, the code looks okay to me. I don't understand. Or is the I++ that is fucking us in the break, right? But It is incrementing it anyway. Or I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Tutarel, I don't know if you have time or not, but if you have time, testing is always a good idea, right? And also, I think there are a number of bugs that are ready to test. This one we don't. Well, yeah, this one we don't need, I guess, because we know that is. Wait a second. Get new dungeon location. This is done also during loading. This is done also during loading. This is probably what is messing up then. Because, yeah, it is what is messing it up. Yep. Because now is adding dungeon 2 to slot 0. And it should not. Yeah, this is the yep. This is the fuck up. Okay. We know the problem. Because now I'm setting it again, right? Now I'm setting the slot to be D slot. I'm setting it when I exit from here, actually. I don't remember where, but yeah, I set it down there, right here. You see this dungeon slot? Actually, I'm setting the slot as 1, but the problem is that we already yeah. So we need a okay. So basically, this spawn. I don't know if it should be this or something else. But actually, it's not that simple. Because this function and this function should both know that we are loading. And so it should not set the slot. Unless the slot is already set. Can we do a trick? Can we do a trick? Can we do a trick? Well, but we have to change it anyway. No, I could pass, a slot here, right? I could say slot that by default is -1. But if I have my slot, I'm actually now. Do I know the slot before? Do I know the slot? Yes, I know the slot. I know the slot. Because it's in the save game. So probably the easiest is to change this to include an optional parameter, which is actually the slot. Right? Now dungeon slot, I think it already exists, so I want to call it slightly different. Let's say this slot. So so this one is an optional parameter that I think we can set to -1 as a default, right? So when loading dungeons at startup, we will pass this slot to allocate the dungeon to the proper location, right? Yes. 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 So now I think I can remove this, and this lot, right? This lot will be set coming in, and basically I don't have to change the signature of this guy because we have the slot here. We can just say that if, right, if the slot is already defined, we just load into that slot no matter what. So we assume that the slot is okay, right? We assume that the slot is okay. If slot is already specified, slot is already specified, then use it, right? So we'll say if our slot, our dungeon slot is equal to -1. No, I mean it's different than -1. Yeah, it's different than -1. Then we do I equal to dungeon slot. Okay? Otherwise, we try to find the slot, right? Which is this. This code is trying to. This code is trying to find the slot, right? Forgot to change the music, I guess. So you had like a half an hour of plane shift music. Our music is the best. Specified. Okay, otherwise find the proper slot. Right? Okay, so now I think it will work because now we will use this slot, and so when we come in with a loaded dungeon, the slot will just be the proper slot, right? And this will be okay. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I think I will still launch it in debug mode because I want to see if what I did here is actually correct or not. $69.69 always works. Wow. You found a cheat. Maybe there is a hidden, hidden cheat in the minigame. Possible. Possible. In theory tonight I wanted to work on something else, but it's fine. This one is very important. By the way, this change, I think we can release it. I think we can release it and test it a bit and see if it crashes the server or what. I can also check if we are crashing or not, server side. It's a few days I'm not checking the server, so I don't know if... just a second, I think that there is some stuff. Just a second. I'm not eating dinner. No, there was nothing secret. There was nothing secret actually.
I could do this all day.
Can do this all day, yeah. Exactly. Did we crash recently? The last crash was the 16th of January. Wow! So we didn't crash in pretty long time. That's very nice. We didn't crash in 5 days. Pretty good. Yeah, so we can release the new system for harvesting, and we can release... The problem is that there was a guy that should work on the harvesting locations, but he's not proceeding much. Last time I spoke with him was what, with the 16. 16 was less than a week ago. Let's wait 2 more days. And then I will ping him again. Okay, so now we want to see that during the loading, this dungeon slot is actually catched and used automatically, right? And it should be position 1, not position 0, and then position 2. So we should go inside this line, first with 1, and then with 2, right? Because this is how our dungeons are at the moment in the save game. Come on, you can do it, server. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay. So dungeon slot should be 1. Ouch. Ouch. I didn't pass it? Oh my god, I'm stupid like a monkey. Well, monkeys are pretty smart actually. I didn't... No, I passed it. Wait. Wait a second. This slot is -1. No, I didn't pass it. I didn't pass it. So if I don't pass it, obviously it will not work. Very easy. La 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 la. La 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 la. Can you believe that this is StarCraft 2 music? It is. La la la. La 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 la. I can do this all day. Okay, the good news, guys, is that at the end of this week, I'm going to remove my arm support, okay? You know that I have an arm support, right? Arm support. Tutore spalla. Tutore spalla. Tutore spalla. Yes, exactly like that. No, I'm not like this. No, I'm not like that. No, that's not really me. But anyway, tutore spalla. This thing. I mean, mine is more like this. Yeah, more like this. So I'm going to remove this. I don't know exactly when, but in theory I should remove it like Saturday or Sunday. I mean, obviously I remove it sometimes, right? Like every day when I have to wash myself, I remove it, right? But I'm saying we can permanently remove it. We can permanently remove it. The 25 or the 26? No, the 26, yeah, 25, 26, these days, right? I can't remove it. Or I can try to remove it. And
Yes!
yes! And we can finally have two ends again. I don't know, depends how it goes, right? Because if it's painful, maybe I will not, but we will see. And then I have some, I have an RX to do. How do you call it in English? Anyway, they look at the bones, right? They look at the bones and they tell me if everything is okay, and if everything is okay, we can just call it done. Okay, now dungeon slot is 1. Okay, yeah. So we skip all of that. So now. Finally, we put the dungeon in the right spot. Yes. 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 Yes and yes. Okay, everything is perfect. So this is dungeon 1. Now dungeon 2. Yes. 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 Okay. Okay. Now is correct. Now I think it's correct. So now the 2 slots are actually respected and slot 1 is empty. So let's see with the clients. Let's see with the clients. So basically now we should have slot, well, in this case this doesn't exist, right? So we should have slot 1 empty. No, slot 0. Slot 0. Meh. Slot 1. Slot 2. Okay. So we should have slot 2. Slot 2 with dungeon 2. No. Slot 2 with dungeon 1. Slot 1 with dungeon 2. Yeah, because we created deleted, so you know. So that's the way it went. And this one should be empty. Right? This one should be empty. So that is how it should be if it worked as expected. X-ray, yeah, exactly, X-ray. X-ray. So they do an X-ray on the shoulder and they see if things are good or bad, and but I think should be good. I mean, I'm feeling kind of okay. It's still a bit annoying during the night, but I would say I think it should be fine, but we will see. We will see. Okay, so okay, so yeah. So in theory, the slot 0 is below us, right? This is slot 1 and this is slot 2, right? So if I do dungeon status, yeah, we see dungeon 2 in slot 1 and dungeon 1 is slot 2, and slot 0 is empty, right? Slot 0 is empty. Okay, so it worked, but now we need to generate a new dungeon, and I want the new dungeon generated to go at slot 0, right? Which is the slot that is available, right? So this will be dungeon 0, actually, and we will do it gray just because, and we will create. So we enter with -1, so it will search for a slot, and it gets what slot it gets? 0. Yeah, exactly, correctly. So now so the dungeon has been generated below us, right? You see? The dungeon has been generated in the proper spot. Fantastic. Fantastic. So if I do dungeon status now, I have slot 0 with my dungeon 0. Okay, if I generate another dungeon now, which will be the 4th dungeon, right? And this will be dungeon 4. And this will be, I don't know, 15 rooms, 3 rare, difficulty 7, whatever. Right? And it will be red again. Red? Yeah, red. Yep. So this one should get slot number 4. Yep. And so now that dungeon is generated above this one. Yep, exactly. Up there, you see? So everything works as expected. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So now we have four dungeons, right? We have 4 dungeons generated. 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, right? And just as the last test, and then I think we can call it done, I will sit on top of this. I will sit on top of this, and we will just crash the server, okay? So the server is the debug, yeah? The server is this. I'm just gonna stop it like brutally. Boom. Dead. So it didn't even quit, right? It just stopped instantly. And now we launch it again. And we want to see the 4 dungeons. I broke my wrist recently and I still feel it. Thought it would be quick and easy when I got it. It was far from true. And still I can't thumbs up completely with my left hand. Did you break it? How? I mean, meaning how severe was the... Because mine is not broken. Mine is a fracture. And also I think the hand is very different than the shoulder. But I don't know if I will be able to completely move the arm up, right at the beginning. I mean, for sure at the beginning, no. But in theory, should be the shoulder is an easy bone because it's very simple, right? So it's one bone. It's not like the hand or the feet where there are many bones close to each other. Had a fracture too, but also said it was broken. Did you see the X-ray? You have to look at the X-ray to understand it a bit yourself. I have my X-ray and I checked it, and it looks fairly small compared to the whole bone. But we will see. We will see. I mean, recovery may take a bit. I mean, I'm fine as long as I can use the right hand. You know, I'm fine. Okay, so we reloaded in, right? The server completely shut down, and we are still sitting on this dungeon, right? That we just created. We have a dungeon above, 2 dungeons above us, and 2 dungeons below us. So I would say it's working perfectly. It's working perfectly. I think it's working perfectly, my friends. It's working absolutely fantastic. So I think we can consider it done for now, and then we will see, right? I mean, we will have to do a bit of testing for sure. Let me just see if there are creatures. I saw a creature up there, so probably there is. I think there is a creature here in front of me. Yep, there it is. Now, the only thing that may be wrong, right, is the color of the shields. Because actually the color of the shields, I think we decided to randomize it. I don't even remember. I think we decided to... I don't know. But anyway, if just the color of the shield is different, right, on a reload, I think it's fine. So everything seems to be working fine here. Yeah. I mean, if there are traps, yeah, you see the traps are there. If there is anything locked, in theory, it should be there. If there are secret passages, secret passages should also be there. I don't know if this is a secret passage, actually. I have no idea. You do not meet the requirement for this ability. Are you saying that I'm too stupid? Are you saying that I'm too stupid? Now I'm not stupid anymore. Aha, there is! There is actually a secret passage, my boys. Oh wow, I avoided that mole just by chance. I just walked through and didn't see it. Okay, so yeah, that was a secret passage. In our dungeons there are also secret passages, in case you didn't know. So there may be certain rooms that looks like this. Maybe you look that like is an ending, but in reality is a secret passage. So you have to use your detect secrets ability, and it will actually show it as a secret passage, and after that you can go through it, right? You can go through it. It remains passable for about 20 seconds or so, so also someone else can pass with you, but then it becomes solid again. It needs to be open like the streets in Harry Potter. The bricks needs to move. Yeah, in theory we could slide it to the side. But that will make it not very generic. Like now in theory I could have also this wall as a secret passage, right, which is super big wall, and obviously this one cannot slide right to the side because it will hit other stuff. But yeah, but in theory, and also if we have this one sliding left, maybe there is a corridor just next to us, right? So I mean, it could dissolve, maybe. What it could do, it could dissolve temporarily, right? Like having a dissolve effect. I think that would be nice. But yeah, I think that... let's see what you said. When I see that you can already do with your broken wrist, perhaps the tiger have learned a good way. What do you mean I learned? Do you mean I cannot go to ski anymore? I felt to need a refraction. The doctor explained the X-ray, but I can't read it myself. Okay. Also, he kept them on his computer. Very bad idea. You should have a copy. Very, very bad idea. You should ask, go back now and send them an email and ask for the X-ray. You should have all your X-rays and all your exams with you, because if tomorrow something happens to the same hand, you know, you want to be able to show to the next doctor how is the situation with your bones, right? So your exams should always stay with you, not with the doctors, always with you. If they take it to study, fine, but then they should give it back. Even if it's an old one, go back and ask. Ask for a copy. Usually they load it on a website where you have access. At least in Italy works like this. I mean, it depends on the hospital, but they have like a website where they load the results. You go there, you download them, and you keep them on your PC. But maybe, you know, in 10 years you will have a problem with that hand, and you want to see, and one doctor wants to see the X-ray, right? They didn't print it? No, they need to have it. They need to have it. They need to have it. Even if they didn't print it, it's a file. Yeah, it's a file. They should give you the file. They give me a file. Actually, they give me a CD, a compact disc, because in the hospitals here in Italy they still use compact discs because there was the approved format, but basically no one else has compact disc anymore. But you can ask to convert it, right, to a USB key, or if you have an old PC you can convert it yourself. Okay, so I think we should consider this part completed, guys. So I think we will commit everything we did. I don't think we did anything in servers config, so I would exclude it. Yeah. We did something in the project. What the hell? No, it's identical. You didn't do anything with the project. You just locked for whatever reason. Okay, so basically what we did, we changed the way. What we can say is that now the dungeon can save itself, right? Yeah. Okay, so we can say now dungeons save their state on server. If the server crashes or restarts, the dungeons are reloaded are reloaded automatically. Wow, that's a very good change. I really like it, and I have to thank Marcellum again. I have to thank Marcellum again for the seed idea, right? I know he didn't do much, but he did enough, right? So he basically connected and said, well, you should use a seed. And I was like, I don't know. But then, I tested it. It worked fine and done. Okay, so now the other thing that I want to do, what I wanted to do tonight, was to think about drawing, right? So we have, basically people could draw in the old game. And they actually created drawings in the past. But our new system is not capable of reading any of those drawings, right? So those drawings are still in the database, but it's impossible to view them, right? Drawing, no. How did I call it? I called it map. I think we did some reasoning on drawings in the past, no? If I remember, maybe I didn't create a mission. But I remember that we did quite some reasoning on it. So if I go here and I search drawings, right? Apart from the stream of today, there should be no. Maybe I didn't call it drawing. I called it something else. I mean, in theory, they were maps, right? But it was like creative content, but maps, game maps. I don't know. I think we discussed it already. Also, we tested a few plugins. I remember we tested few plugins for it, and okay, maybe I never did a full stream on it. Strange, because I remember that we did some reasoning, right? We also downloaded. I remember that we downloaded few plugins, and there was one plugin that I liked. I don't know if I really want to use a plugin, but there was definitely a plugin. Yeah, drawing system, drawing toolkit. Now I don't remember which one was the draw system widget. Was it this one? At least it's not floppy disks. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was this one actually. right? Huh, it's a bit weird when he meets the... Interesting. Yeah. I think that at the end this one was the best. I'm quickly losing interest in doing it. No, because I'm thinking it is probably too complex. It's probably too complex. That's the problem. Oh my god, is he? Hello world, I'm back. Yes, it's there. Okay. Hello, Dotted Fish. Hey, what's going on here? I'm thinking. I mean, so the dungeon thingy is done. So we finished it. So I'm thinking that we have a number of maps drawn by players, right?
Good job on that, by the way. Sarcasm, self-test complete.
So we have a number of maps, right, that are in the database, and they are because we had a system to actually draw in the previous game. The system was very simple. You were drawing vectors, right? So you were drawing lines which were stored in the database in like a vector, right? So if I search, I don't know if there is any private information here, hopefully not, but anyway, if I search under item instances, right, and I search for creative definitions, and I search for yeah, creative definition, not null, is not please null, right? Can you... Okay, yeah, so there are some, you see, there are sketch, right? There are some that are sketch, and these ones that are sketch actually contain a definition, right? So let's take this one, for example, right? Let's take this one. So it contains a definition. Right? And the definition is saying, okay, content, there is a number of pages, there is a page, this is the length, I don't remember exactly, the width, like 600 by, right? 600 by 500. And then here, right, here there is a text element, right? This is a text element. So it's basically some text on the map. These are the coordinates on the map. So 432 by 147, X and Y, right? And this is what the guy wrote on it, right? He wrote Skuzobna mapa, which I don't know exactly what it means, but I guess it's a map in some language like Czech language, Polish, I don't know. And then here there is an icon. You see this IC? IC is an icon because we could actually put icons. We could put icons on the map, and the icon here is city1, right? So there is a text, there is an icon, and then there are lines, right? There are lines. There is a line, and this is the x1, y1, x2, y2, right? So this is just the 2 points of the line. And then here there is another city icon, right? And pretty much this is the end of the so this one is very simple, right? But there are some that are very, very, very big, right? You won again with 6969? Fantastic. So I can import SVG files. Well, in theory, well, you could convert SVG file to this format and then the game can load it, right? So that could be the idea. Now, do we have a screenshot of the old map system, of the old drawing system or not? Draw map? No. Ah, maybe it was called just draw. Wait a second. Let me search for draw. Maybe it was draw map. Maybe it was draw maps. No? No. Definitely not. Instead of drawing, right? Or paint. Or paint maps. Paint. I mean, I remember we did some streams on this, so... But probably... Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. I remember. Do you remember any... Bah. But anyway, basically, if we could, you know, get back... If we could get back this, so the line, so like this line is 366, 286, 435, right? So if we could interpret this and load it and see it, right? That would be fantastic. Right, so the idea was to do it like this, or we can have something more complex like that, right? And this is basically saving an image, right? The problem of saving an image is that then people will start to load images, right? They will start to load images from the internet, and we will have a lot of non in character stuff, right? And that I really dislike. While if you paint it yourself in game, then it's kind of fine, right? But this will be basically used mostly for maps, but it can also be part of quests, right? Because there may be a quest that gives you a map, right? And that map is not a picture, but that map is just a kind of a graphical thing, right? So now maybe here is a bit of a mess, right? How do I delete all of this? How do I clear this shit? Okay. Yeah, so the map can be, you know, a small drawing of a city. So I did it too small, and the thickness is insanely high. Okay, a small city, whatever, another city, whatever, right? An indication of the road between the two, right? And there may be another road that goes here, right? And then the map is telling you that, you know, there is something here that you should find, right? Like a treasure map, let's say, right? Can't modify if you save it as an image, or am I wrong? No, we can do whatever we want. We can allow it to be modifiable. We can do whatever we want. We can do it vector. We can do it image, right? So it's up to us to decide. The only problem is that image takes a lot more space, right? Obviously, because I mean, this image, I mean, if you make a big image with a lot of stuff, but the other problem is that creating an editor like we had, because we had an editor, right? We had an editor, and I don't know if I have. I think I should save more screenshots of the old game, because did I have a screenshot? Legacy screenshots. Wow, one screen. Okay. No, we have more. We have crafting. Yeah, we don't. I don't know. I wanted to save previous game screenshots somewhere, but then I guess I never did it. In theory, I can still launch the old game if I really want. I can launch it on the other PC, right? And I could take screenshots. Yeah, we don't have any. Vandals. Wow, we have a Vandals directory. We also have a cheating in molecular blow. Yeah, in history there are a bunch of random screenshots from the past, right? We have a fantastic, most promising Linux game project of 2002. Look at that. As a badge. Image is bad for moderation. You mean we will have dicks everywhere? But I mean, I think the players in MMO anyway are a bit more cautious, right? Because if you ban the character, they lose so much. So I think that they will not do bad stuff. Or anyway, we can, you know, give them a warning. They will not do it again. So I don't have that screenshot, but there was a wall UI right now. Maybe we have a bit here under player guide, but I don't think that the player guide really covered everything, right? So it covers some of the stuff. Like here, there are a lot of screenshots. You see a lot of old screenshots of the stats. Right, and of the different UI. I think there is stuff, because if you go under magic, it's explaining you chat window. Maybe there is a screenshot of the chat window. Yes, the guild info window. You see, there is actually there are a lot of screenshots actually. Information window. This was the old information window. Fantastic. By the way, the icons are still the same. Option window. But I don't think we have the drawing thingy. Spellbook, stats. I don't think we have. I can launch the old game. I mean, it will take me a bit to launch it, but I'm sure I can launch it. I'm sure I can launch it. Magic. Skills training. I think I should save them though, because you know, one day maybe I will not be able to launch the game anymore, and I think it would be still be nice to have all the old UI. That would be cool. So the question is, do we want this or not? Do we want this or not? Well, what is the difference between line tool and because this one is actually making it nice. The problem could be the icons, right? But the icons, I think we can have an icon browser, because we have a lot of icons that are in our atlas, and we could have an icon browser somehow, right? We could. I mean, it's quite some work. I mean, it's not something that we start and it's done in 2 days, right? So it's kind of an important. But we have so many, right? We have so many that is a bit of a pity that all the database. I mean, these are probably players that will never play again, right? But still, to me, it's kind of fun to say that we recover their drawings, right? So if I search sketch, there are so many, right? There are so many, and some are actually pretty big, you see, like this one is insanely big. There are colors, like your friendship, I don't know what this guy is saying, but like your friendship. Your friendship. Maybe it was a message for someone. I don't know what the fuck. No, it's not saying anything anymore. Your friendship. I don't know. Maybe it was then a heart or something, or a hand or a smile drawn. It's all made of lines, right? So we don't know. We don't know what is this, right? But we don't know what is this, but someone drew this, right? Oh wow, look at this. Look at this. So BC, I have no idea what is it. BC was probably a polygon. Maybe a polygon, because I see a lot of points, right? Like this one is 4 points. I mean, we can take back the code. We can, go to the old code and read it. There was a wall graphic editor, right? There was a wall graphic editor that you could use to. I mean, our old game was insane anyway. Bezier curve, yeah, it could be Bezier curve, yeah. Paste this code to ChatGPT. Yeah, maybe you can do it actually. Maybe you can do it. Wait a second. Let's try. Let me type page. The freshness. What is the freshness? It was not the friendship. Was the no, your friendship blossoms freshness. I don't know what is this. Spring. I don't know what the hell is this. I don't know what is this. Okay, let's try ChatGPT. Maybe you can decode it. That's a good good try. Chat OpenAI. Okay, I have an XML which is defining a drawing, right? A drawing, a vector, well, a drawing made of lines. It starts with, fuck, I cannot type, boys. It starts with the page. It starts with page, and then inside page we have I think at the moment you should only consider the lines. Actually, this seems to be ln. Yeah, ln for a line. For a line. A line is defined in points with the attribute PTS, where then you have four numbers x1, epsilon1, x2, y2 for the 2 points in the line. Then you have Bezier curves defined with BC and points, because it is points again, right? It's BC points. Yeah, BC points that define the x1, y1, x2, y2, xn, yn points of the Bezier curve. Then there is text. Then there is text defined with what? TX. Defined with TX. Can you draw based on this? Based on this, can you draw a picture with the content of the following XML? Boom. Do you believe? Crunch, 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 crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Sorry, you finished your credits. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It seems the image generation process was interrupted and didn't complete. No! No! What do you mean was interrupted? It was too complex? You fucked up, huh? Would you like to try again? You can remove any is there any icons? No, there's no icons actually. Well, you can say yes, please try again, but I think it got interrupted because I'm not paying. I think there is an amount of complexity that ChatGPT can do. If you are not paying, that limit is very, very low. Wow! Is a flower. Is a flower. Is a flower. I mean, he fucked up a bit the top, but it's a flower. So it was a flower. You see? You see all the lines? Now, for whatever reason, these lines are fucked up. Probably because they went over, right? But yeah. But it was definitely a flower. Can you extract only the text? Only the text in textual format. I mean, I don't want a drawing, right? You fucked up a bit, D. It seems that variable holding the XML content was not properly defined in the current environment. What do you mean it was not defined in the proper environment? You just have to search for TX. That's the only thing you have to do. You stupid AI. There were some stars. There were some stars. So there was probably a star all around, right? There were stars all around the flower. And then there was a flower and there was written something like... wait. In the XML I gave you, can you keep only the TX tags and remove the X and Y. Come on, you can do it. I believe. I believe that we can read the message. We can read the secret message. Jenica Love, okay. It seems I cannot do analysis right now. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, but anyway, your friendship, you see, your friendship, something. There are a lot of stars. Blossoms, blossoms. The freshness of spring. The freshness of spring blossoms. It's written wrongly in English, but anyway, you understand the concept, right? I see. Okay, anyway. The point is, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I mean, we have millions of those, right? In the database, In the database, look at how many there are, right? Look at how many sketches. Look, these are all sketches. There will be like probably 1,000, right, or so. I mean, many will be probably nearly empty, but others are good. So there are more than 500 because here is stopping at 500, right? So like Assise map of things drawn by Assise Sforado. I pay for Germany. Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. We don't need. Thank you, but we don't need the. I mean, it was just an example, right? But the point is, do we want to create something that is actually reading this? I mean, it's not very hard to do. It's not very hard to do, right? It's not very hard to do to transform this into something that is now the problem is to do it in Unreal, right? To do it in Unreal, because like, can I draw a Bezier curve? Can I have a Bezier curve in Unreal? Can I draw a Bezier curve in Unreal? Like in a widget? Or like in a widget? Unreal Draw Bezier. The problem of putting in a plugin, okay, because we can, right? We can put in a plugin, right? We can say, okay, let's buy this plugin. I think that plugin was also very cheap. I mean, it was like $50, whatever. So we can buy it, you know, and we have it. The problem of importing such a big plugin is that then we have to maintain it for the rest of our life, right? And I don't know. I don't know if I want that. So I don't know if I want to make something that is simpler, that just paint and draw in Unreal. For example, this one we have it. But I think there were some that were very bad. There was something that was very bad. Ah, yes, this one I remember was super bad. Because, I mean, it was not bad. I mean, it was done for something else. It was a kind of a plugin with a whole UI, super complex, inside the editor. I mean, it was like weird, very weird. So it was an editor extension to make it a painting program, which is absolutely not what we need.
Hello.
Hello.
So this is meant to be a tutorial series. I'm going to split this into 3 parts, explaining how to do Bezier curves in Unreal Engine's blueprints, and really just like understanding the concept behind how a Bezier curve is made and everything. The reason to use it, it's for educational purposes. Inside of my and rotate, moving lines and graph. Need the start one to do that, but you know.
Yeah, the problem is that this guy is doing it in 3D.
It's traveling from that local variable. Our green dot that's traveling down.
So we don't need it in 3D. We need it in 2D.
Here we're gonna.
So this guy is creating the thing in the 3D world, right?
We're going to when it's basically gonna be at before off by default, and then if I modify control anchor, look at it, it moves.
You see?
Changes it.
So it's doing it in 3D, which is super cool, but not what we need. I don't know if there is anything new, but it's a drawing tool that lets you draw on canvas. Colors and pen, text and background color, adjust pen brush size, thickness as razor tool, circle. $24. $24. This one I remember it was pretty terrible. Well, it was terrible for our idea because this was painting in 3D. So you could paint on a 3D surface like a texture. So it was transforming it into a texture. So it was not really what we wanted. Draw on top of everything. Also this one I think I remember. Widget draw system. This one was the one that we... Yeah, this one is $14. You know, well, 29. So it's very, very little money, right? The only problem is that it will be... standard license. The point is that it's not open source, you know, as a license that we have to put into our game and then we have to remember it and whatever. I mean, I could take it and then just get the idea of how it's done and then redo only the parts that we need, because actually we don't need all of this, right? So we don't need like a million tools like that. We don't need patterns or stuff, right? Well, it would be nice to have patterns as well. Like, I think it would be nice to have a chalk and to have a pen and to have like ink and so that you can do a drawing like you could do it in medieval times, right? So that would be nice. Maybe with some color, but not too much. Maybe just few colors, like maybe colors made of flowers. Pigment, right? So like red, blue, green, yellow. I mean the basic colors. Maybe you could have something like this. But again, I'm thinking vector, right? I'm thinking vector. So that we can save as vector, we can read as vector. Oh, by the way, there is a Ukraine flag here. Fantastic. Approved. Ukraine flagged, approved. To mix color with a palette, well, that would be nice as well, but there should be a complete plugin with all of this. Yes, is this one, for example? Yeah, there are a number, there are many. The only problem of getting this and putting into our code base is that this has its own license. Now, it allows you, in theory, if you buy it, you know, maybe with a professional, whatever, is basically giving you the license to do whatever you want with it. But still, let's say that if we want to open source our project in the future, right, we will have to remove this piece. Because I cannot open source, right? I cannot open source something that someone is selling, right? I cannot do it because he's selling it. So even if I buy it, right, I cannot just the next day give it for free, right? Unreal is open source, yes. I mean, he has his own license, but it's open source, meaning that you can read the source, yes. You can actually read the source. You can actually read the source. But I would be very, very interested to understand how this is done. So I would buy it only to learn, right? I would buy it only to learn. I think it's drawing to canvas, right? I think it's drawing to canvas, but I don't know how it's done. And the time it takes me to understand is probably easier to buy it, and look at it and give credit to the guy that did it, right? Or maybe you can find a free one that is doing the same, like Polygon 2D. What is this? Create 2D polygons directly in Unreal Engine. This plugin allows you to create 2D polygons in the editor with the spline points, optimize 2D games that are specific. No, yeah, this is doing something. This is not. I think we need to paint to canvas. This is what we have to do. Paint and draw. Actually, we have this one, but this one is not doing what we want because this one is doing. This one is. And create 2D textures directly in a Unreal Engine. Blueprint paste brush engine to create brushes to make additional tools. So we actually have this one. So this one in theory we could look at it again and we can look at the code. The problem is that it's a very big one, right? It's very big. And looking at the code of something big is always a pain in the ass. Vector versus bitmap. Yeah, this became a product, right? So they started with the plugin and then they converted it to this one, which is their new version, right? And it became a product. Yeah, in fact, it's costing $1,200, right? So for freelance. Well, for school is 125 student. But yeah, this became a product. So probably they realized that they had in hand something powerful, right? But we have it. We actually have it. I don't know if it was free or if I bought it. I don't know, but we have it. I mean, we can install it and check it again. Let me see. Maybe we have it installed already. Distro, no. Wait, projects. What was the name of that thing? Was Iliad. Drawing toolkit, drawing system. No, I don't see any Iliad. Also because it's a plugin, so in theory you have to add it to your Unreal Engine. Right? Install to engine. Add to 5.3. Okay. I don't know where I have a 5.3, but I have it somewhere. So it's 400 megabytes nearly. I have a 5.3 here. Does it tell me what is installed? Obviously no, huh? It was too good, huh? It was too good to tell me where it was installed. Okay. There was too good idea, eh? Best idea. Okay, he actually installed it. He actually installed it on top of 5.3, so I think we can just launch this 5.3.2. I don't know where is it, but in theory it's the only 5.3 system that I have. Com armap only pr apps r spra br. What? What is that? What is the what is the site? What is the website? What is the website? Well, if I search it like this, I will probably find it. GitHub. Unreal Engine widget spline system. Interesting. Unreal Engine spline system is a free and open source plugin for Unreal Engine. Introduce a powerful spline widget. With this widget, developer can effortlessly draw 2D lines which can be edited both in UMG editor and during runtime. Very nice. Let me see the license though, because he's saying open source, but you know, they say open source, but Meat license is very good. Okay, Meat is perfect. Meat is very, very nice. Meat is a fantastic license. Basically, you can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, this one seems to be good, actually. Closed loop spline, linear spline, curved spline, spline brush Z, Y, spline brush color. Click here to draw. Okay, it's a picture, obviously. Let me see when is the last time that they maintained it. 2 years ago. 2 years ago means that it probably is not for 5, right? It's probably for 4, but it's not too bad. How do I install it? Installation. Clone or download the repository. Copy the plugin to Real Engine, plug the plugin directly if you don't have one created. Restart the engine editor. Enable a Real Engine widget spline plugin via the plugin manager. So you don't even have to compile it because probably the content is already... No, I think you have to compile it. Okay, let's try. Let's try in the same Real Engine 3 that we have here, Real Engine 5.3. I don't know where the hell is this, but how do I know? How do I know where that engine is? 5.3. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. It's this one. So this one is in F. Okay. So we can try both, but this one seems to be a good one, actually. Can we contact this guy and have him expand it for what we need? Let me see. UI engine plugins. So this is the name of this plugin is what? A Real Engine Spline System. I cannot click there. GG. Okay. Let's call it Spline System. Let's call it Spline System. And well, we can actually copy it. No, wait. We can wait. We can extract the zip. We're only extracting the zip, and then the zip we will expand it there. Yeah, exactly. Real Engine Spline System main. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's call it how it's called. I mean, I think it's easier. So this guy is saying to only, yeah, but if you don't compile it, do you think it compiles it at runtime? I don't think so, but anyway. Copy the plugin to Real Engine plugin. If you want to create it, restart the Real Engine editor, enable the Unreal Engine via the plugin manager. Okay, I believe. Can I exit? How do I exit from this? Alt F4. Alt F4 always working. Okay, let's see this one. If his Meat license is perfect, because I can import it and have zero problem in the future, you know. But depends if it works, how it works, how complex it is, how big it is, how compatible it is with Unreal Engine 5. So there are a lot of if. But you know, we're gonna test this. Absolutely. We're gonna test this. Why not? Why not? Why not? I think we have to compile it though, because I don't understand how it can be. Do we have blank 5-3? No. Problem is that I don't have a lot of space. That's the problem. But okay, let's say EU 5-3 blank. No, let's say EU 5-3. Yeah, blank. No. Mistakes were made. It doesn't exist. Okay, sorry. I have to put it in. C++. I mean, I saw a source directory, right? So I assume that is C++ or is only blueprints. It's all C++, which is better, way better, way better, way better, way better. It's time to buy another hard drive. Now we have space on the new one. Yeah, I bought one. We already have like 9 terabytes, but we have 9 terabytes. But no, I have a drive that is empty. It's just that I don't want to scatter too much, you know. Did he create it or not? Huh? Ah, he's launching it. I think he's launching it. We created on G. G may be pretty full. We have 200 gigabyte free. Now we have H. H is H. We have 2 terabytes available. 9 terabytes. What do you mean, 9TO or 9TB? We have 9 terabytes, yeah. So we have, yeah. So we have 5 disks of 2 terabytes each, pretty much. Hello, Fannar. No, I'm fine with this, my friend, but oh my god. He started Visual Studio. Okay, he started it though. Yeah, he started it. So if I go under Edit Plugins and I search Spline, does it see it already? Widget Spline System. Fantastic. You must restart the editor. Okay, fine. Obviously. This is what I was saying. I mean, if you don't compile it, it will never work, right? But it's okay. We can compile it. Don't worry. Don't worry. How do we compile it if it's inside the editor? And this is not. This is a non-source version. Oh my god. How do I compile it if it's not? Because this thing is not a source engine, right? Is it? Maybe it is. It is. Interesting. But no, because it doesn't have. It doesn't have shit. I never did. I never did. You know what? We just compile it in our engine and GG. Let's just compile it in our engine. It's 10 times easier. I wanted to keep it separate, but because I don't think I can open. Wait. Can I open this spline thingy? No, because it doesn't have sources, right? No, wait. Okay, let's do it in our engine because I think it's too hard otherwise. Okay, let me copy this. Let me put it in our engine. And then we will remove it, obviously, if it's shit. But we will move it in our... So because at least our engine, you know, we can compile. We can do everything we want. Okay, now we put it in our engine. So if I go back here... Can I compile a single plugin? I have a deja vu. I have a mega deja vu. Wait a second. I have a mega deja vu. Mega deja vu. Compile plugin. Compile plugin. I have a mega deja vu. Plugin. Please type plugin. Build one Unreal Engine plugin. Example building a Real Medium My Machine. Unreal Engine, blah blah blah, run UIT plugin, blah blah blah, Real Marketplace, blah blah blah, Real Media, target Win64. Very nice. So build only one plugin. Okay, so if I want to do, okay, so yeah, I had some instruction that I used in the past. So if I want to do it with this, what do? I do this. I do build the spline system. Build batch run files should be the same, right? Hopefully. Run UIT, build plugin. Run UIT, build plugin. Then we need this directory. We need this directory. Plugin marketplace. No, in our case, it's not a marketplace plugin. It's a real plugin. Well, it is. Fuck! I put it in the wrong place. I think it should be under marketplace anyway. No. Well, I think it's the same, but I think it's better if it's under marketplace because these are the Unreal Engine plugins. We don't want it on. Yeah. Let's put it under marketplace, boys. Let's put it under marketplace. Where is it? Engine plugins marketplace. There is no marketplace anymore. No. So we don't care. Okay, so we don't care. Okay, you convince me. And then the name of the plugin is this thing. You're typing something? I have never lost with 6969. Wow. But there will be a day. For detailed integration and customization example, explore the provided demo level. Yeah, but first we need to compile it though. Ftemp Unreal MIDI. What do you mean? Why I have okay. Why I build it outside of the engine? I don't understand. Why it cannot be just in the same directory? Like for example, if I take I don't know, bridge, he has a binary, right? So why can't it just be here? Exactly. No, I want it here under binaries. I want it here under binaries. Why I should not? I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but we will find out very soon. Okay. So if I go in this directory now, right? If I go in this directory, CMD, we go here, we go F, we go F, and then we run this, right? What happens? Output directory for package plugin must be outside the engine directory. Huh? Bro, why you cannot just freaking compile it? I'm doing something wrong, eh? Yes, I have this big feeling that I'm doing something wrong. Because in theory now, Unreal here, I mean, I can regenerate the... Yeah, because you see it doesn't see it. It doesn't see it because... Well, first of all, because probably it's not been refreshed, but no. Wait. Holy shit, the 6969 enrolled 69? Holy fuck! Really? Really, you rolled a 69? While gambling 6969? That's absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane. Why we don't see the shit? Why we don't see it here? I don't understand. I'm confused, guys. I'm very confused. I'm very confused. I'm very confused and I don't like it. I'm very confused. So I don't know if this plugin should be compiled. I mean, I can compile it outside, right? But compiling it outside is not what we wanted to do, right? I mean, I can compile it under spline system, okay. Ftemp spline system, fine. But no, because you know what I'm scared of? I'm scared of regenerating the Visual Studio files for the engine, and then the engine will start to recompile everything, right? And that is kind of scary. And then it will launch like a 1 hour, you know, a 1 hour process. Okay, let's see like this. Like this, you should compile it, okay. But when we have it compiled, then what we do? We move it under binaries and it will use it, or what? I think it will compile it. I think it would be no problem. Well, there may be some deprecation if this was before 5. If this was before 5, right? So we may have to tweak some of the sources or something, but let's see. I actually downloaded it for 5.3, so should be good for 5.3, I think. Do 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 do. $7,000 points in a duel. I don't know if it's a good idea. Slate spline error and explicit category specifier is required for a property exposed to the editor or blueprint in the engine module. Ay 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 ay. Yeah, you see the source is not. Yeah. I mean, we can change it. Do we want to do the thing? Okay, let's do the thing. Anyway, it's late, so... Okay, let's do the thing. We will regenerate the... But it's strange, though, because do you think that he's... Let me do something, because I have a feeling. Let me create this marketplace directory, okay? Let me create this marketplace directory. Because I think that what is in marketplace is treated differently. I think the engine probably knows. I mean, I'm not completely sure, but can I see marketplace here, please? No, if you don't rebuild the sources, you will never do it. Okay. If you don't regenerate the project files, it's not gonna do it. But if I regenerate the project files, I think it's going to recompile the whole engine. But at this point, you know, it's late, so we can do it. We can do it. Let's do it. I thought using a plugin in there would be easier. If it was already compiled, yes, but it's not already compiled, so it's requiring few, and also is not in the latest version of Unreal. So why I don't see marketplace here? Why I don't fucking see it? It's so annoying. Okay, let's open this. Oh, something happened to the chat. Okay, so plugins. I still don't see it. I still don't see it. Is under source third party maybe? No, it should be under plugins. U5. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Ah! Wait. Now it appeared magically. Now it magically appeared. Build isn't the same directory that I opened. Plugin, marketplace, Unreal Engine, right? Okay. So if I recompile now, I know that recompiling is a very bad idea, but let's see how smart it is, if it's recompiling only the additional plugin or if it's recompiling everything. If it recompiles everything, it's like 2 hours, right? So, but anyway, we will take that plugin and we will put it inside our code base. So this will not be needed, right? So we don't want it as a plugin. Okay, it's compiling only the plugin. Okay, this is good. At least it looks like. But you see that he has some errors. So it's basically saying that this is missing a category, but we can easily add a category. It's not a problem, right? We can easily add a category. It's very strange that we didn't have that it didn't have a category already, right? That's kind of strange. I mean, this plugin is so old that the category was not required. But yeah, that's weird. But no problem, we can add it everywhere. I mean, if that's the problem, it's an easy problem, right? If that's the problem, it's an easy problem. Building 22. Yeah, but he found it because you see that he found widget spline system in widget spline system editor. So he found everything. I mean, he found the plugin. There are some other errors. Implicit capture of this via equal is deprecated. Implicit what? Yeah, there is a bunch of deprecated stuff, but what does it mean? Implicit capture of this via equal is deprecated. Where do you see on this line? Where do you see on this line a capture of this right? Where the hell do you see that? I don't understand what this means. A capture of this. Deprecated lambda capture in C++20. This was 2019, so I don't know. But probably they enforced it later. Equal this. We don't have this in the code. What do you mean? Do you see it? I don't see any. Ah, is it? Ah, fuck. Ah, shit. Ah, this is not an easy one. Okay. Recommended method from C++20. This pointer will not be captured, so capture will specifying this auto x equal to y this. Well, if it's just to say that I have to add this after it, I'm fine, but I don't know if that's what he's asking. I don't know if that's what he's asking, actually. Maybe it is. It compiled. Okay, it compiled. So if we launch the editor now, for whatever reason it compiled. Yay! Is there really a demo level? Is there really a demo level? So, but we also need text and icons, right? But text and I mean, if it's a widget, we could create a widget and then we can put text and icons on top. I think text would be good to just be text, to just be a text widget. But spline. Okay, spline. Kind of like that. Let's see if he loads it, because the problem is that now he has it compiled and he enabled it, but now he needs to actually use it, which is the hard part. Which is the actual hard part. Compiling. Okay. Okay, I think we have it enabled now. Yeah, now it's enabled. So now that is enabled, let me see if under plugins, let me see if under engine plugins marketplace or whatever. I don't see marketplace. We just blind system. There is no level though. It said that it was a demo level. Demo level is not here. Demo level is not present, unfortunately. We just blind example asset content. Yeah, in theory it is there, but under content I don't see anything, so it's like it's probably saved with the previous version of the engine, so you cannot see it, or what. no, under content maybe. Wait. Maybe under content. Huh? What is this name? Widget spline. Widget spline. Maybe we will find it. There is a C++ class and there is a spline widget function library. But actually the actual double click the file. No, it doesn't work that way. It seems that the actual asset is not compatible. Seems that the actual asset, this one, this UMap, right? It seems not compatible. Unfortunately. Strange, huh? I think it should work. I think it should work. I think it should work. So it seems that this U asset is not loaded in any possible way. It seems it's not loaded in any possible way. Hey, if I search spline, we get 1 million. No, it's not. It's not here, boys. I mean, at the moment, I already have show plugin content, show engine content. So it seems that that class is not compatible for whatever reason. So that example is GG, but you know, maybe we can create a new one. Maybe we can create because it sees the directory, right? It sees the directory, but it doesn't see the content. Like if the content is the wrong format. Maybe it's so old that it doesn't work anymore, right? But if I create a new let's create a new widget and let's see if we can derive it from spline widget. Ay ay ay. Ay 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 ay. We cannot. Spline widget edit panel. Spline widget edit panel. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. It seems that luckily I finished my time, but it seems that, I mean, we can contact the guy and ask him. If he's an open source guy, I think he will answer. Maybe even has a Discord or something, right? This guy, Romania. The last commit was like 3 months ago, right? So the README, he updated the README 3 months ago. So, oh fuck, he changed the license. Are you stupid? AGPL? No, please. No, AGPL, no. No. What is AGPL? Pharaoh license. A Pharaoh license may not be bad. Wait a second, huh? He said meat. He was on meat. Wait, because we learn it immediately. It seems already too complex. Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care. I mean, he released it under MIT before doing that change, so I'm sorry, but fuck you. I mean, you cannot. I mean, he can, okay? He can relicense. He can obviously relicense his program as much as he wants, right? But this license was changed 3 months ago. So everything that was committed before 3 months ago is under meat license. Okay? Everything that he released before that change is under meat license. And that is actually the only change that he did. So maybe he double licensed it, but I think it should be said somewhere, right? So you see, there is a meat license in the software. And this was 8 months ago. So 8 months ago, he released it under meat. And then 3 months ago, he re-relicensed under AGPL, which we really don't want. I mean, AGPL is cancer, right? So like all GPL is cancer at the end. I mean, I've been producing ZPL software for like a lot of years, but at the end, I think it's bad. I think it's bad. So the problem you see is that this file has been added 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago. So 2 years ago was what? Was January 23. And January 23 Unreal Engine 5.0 release. Actually maybe already 5, but it doesn't open that file. It doesn't open it. It doesn't open it. Is there a way to contact this guy? Is there a way to contact this guy? Is there a way to contact this guy? It's this guy. Look at him. He's fairly young, but yeah, he has all the there is also Discord. Fantastic. Wait a second, because now we will load. There is also Discord. But the Discord seems to be no. That Discord link doesn't work. No. There's an email though. There is an email, boys. We can email him. We can email him and say... He seems to be very young, but maybe we did something good, you know? I will send him an email. Right now. We will say spline system spline system on Unreal Engine 5.4. We say, hi Adrian, can I speak? I've seen your plugin for the spline system and I'm very interested into it. I would like to integrate it with our program. Well, show our game. The problem is that the example assets are actually not loading in Unreal Engine 5. Even if I manage to properly compile the source code for the plugin, there were few deprecations and errors, but I fixed those. Yeah. I've seen your plugin for the spline system and I'm very interested into it. I would like to integrate with our game. The problem is that the example assets are actually not loading in Unreal Engine, in Unreal Engine 5, and if I manage to properly compile the source code for the plugin. There were a few deprecations and error, but I fixed those. Do you have, let's say the question is if I have the plugin, because the problem is that even if we try to add a new component, right, is not adding the component. Wait, maybe I just need to create a normal widget. Wait a second. Wait a second. Let's do this. Let's create a normal widget and then let's try to add inside a widget. Let's see if he appears as a component. Maybe he appears here, right? Maybe he appears here. Spline widget. Spline widget. It actually appears, boys. Now the only problem is what do we do with this, right? Yeah, the problem is what do we do with this? Like, I mean, okay, you can add as many widgets as you want to a canvas. You can wrap as many widgets as you want to a canvas. Yeah, so you can have multiple widgets. Yeah. You can have multiple widgets, yes. So in theory, you know, these are your lines, right? These are your lines in our drawing. So the drawing will be the canvas, and these are the lines that we are drawing based on the coordinates that we get. Now the problem is that, okay, you can edit it here, which is very nice, by the way. And this is changing, I assume, and this I assume is changing some parameters of the spline. Spline data. Yep. Points, brush, yep. Fantastic. Very interesting. Now we will have to understand how heavy is this thing. So like if you have 100 of them, what happens, right? Because that's the problem. And also how this thing can adapt to the actual window. Because yeah, but in theory, right? In theory, may be okay. Now, I don't understand image though. Ah, yes, it's the sides. Yeah, it's the sides. And you can also print an image with it. Okay, let's see. Let's take an icon or something. Let's take, do we have anything small like the plus sign? I think we had a plus sign, yeah. If I take the plus sign, what happens? Now the plus sign just makes it GG. It seems that the plus sign is just fucking it up. Okay, you cannot draw an image, I guess. Or maybe you can, but I don't know how. Yeah, I think it doesn't support an image. It doesn't support the image. But it's fine. Now it is obviously a bit rough because it doesn't have any anti-aliasing, right? But you know what? It's not too bad. Mistakes were made, huh? Mistakes were made. No, but it's interesting. It's interesting and it seems to work actually. So I don't think we have to write in an email. I mean, maybe the examples were maybe the examples were more useful because we could understand better what you know, what he would do. But actually it's not too bad as it is. But yeah, I think I understand what you're right. I think we understand what. But basically content, yeah, there's two files, right? I can put it in the email and I can say, hey, there's two files, right? Because maybe the example map adds something in it, right? Maybe add something more. Yeah, I don't know what he had, right? Probably. Yeah. I'm speaking of these two files. I'm speaking of these two files. Comma. Those do not load in Unreal Engine 5.4. In Unreal 5.4. Do you have by any chance a newer version? Or is there a video that explains how to use the system? I created a new widget and I placed the spline into it, and I managed to draw a few lines, but I would like to understand if in the example there was something more. Okay. Okay, nice. I think I will send this. Thanks. Okay, I will send him this email and see what he says. Okay, I sent it now. So let's see, maybe he will answer. Anyway, I have to go. I have to go now. But I think it was interesting. Anyway, so this guy is I mean, this guy's not really painting to canvas, right? This guy's doing something very different. So he's creating a separate widget, right? He's creating a separate widget for each spline, right? He's creating a separate widget spline, but he's using exactly the Bezier curve, right? So if we give the coordinates to this guy of the Bezier curve that we have seen, I think it will work. I think it will actually work. And then here, you know, very simply, we could put text, right? Like we had in the example, right? Right? So we could put text, we could put images, and we could put lines. So in theory, we could have what we need, right? At least to display. Now, right? So we could have lines. They can also be straight lines because there is the possibility to say linear, right? We could have straight lines. We could have colored lines. We can change the thickness, and we can have text and images. So in theory, you know, no, not for music. Music is another. Yeah, music works already. Okay, guys, I really need to go, but I think it was interesting. There is one way, right? I don't know how performant it is. Like if you are placing like 100 of them, right? What happens? Can I copy paste like 100? So I don't know what right? If I have like 100 of these lines, because we will have, right? We will have 100 of these lines. right? What happens then? Is the widget going crazy, or is it fine, right? Because well, we can give a maximum number anyway. I think we can give a maximum number of lines that you can draw, maybe based on your drawing skills in the game, right? But yeah, I mean, it seems that it kind of works, but I mean, I have a good PC, so maybe, but anyway, and we are not at runtime, so I mean, there are a lot of ifs, but I think it's a very simple system, and I like it. I think also the code. I will check the code, but the code I don't think is very hard. I don't think it's very complex, right? We are not speaking of hundreds of lines. The only thing that is strange is that he has an edit panel. Yeah. The edit panel is this thing, right? The edit panel is this thing, because in theory you can edit it this way. You can edit it this way, yeah. You can edit your spline. So he also has editing, like this panel can be placed in the runtime. So this is probably what he had, but there is no spline. There is no spline editor. No, there is no spline editor widget, unless this thing can be changed to edit, but I don't think so. Nah. Nah. But anyways, is interesting. Okay, I have to go. Yeah, thank you, Raoni. I think it was a good find. We will see. Maybe we will make it into the game. The fact that there is a meat license, I think is good. The fact that he changed it later, it doesn't really matter, right? Because the repository is available with meat, and so that works. And I think maybe he did it just because he needed also another license. So we may. Yeah, he worked already in a few companies. I think that picture was probably when he was younger, right? Because he's working since 2018, so... He's working since 2018, so he's already working since 7 years or so. So he's not that young. Okay, good. I have to jump. Bye. See you. Bye-bye. Bye.